I'm out in BC at West Coast Iron with Mutants. I'm gonna do a big deadlift session. You guys don't know the events for World's Strongest Man yet, but maybe I'm doing one today. Some heavy 18-inch deadlifts, maybe over 1,000 pounds. This is session number 1. Should be good. Come in and check out this gym. It is unreal. This is the spot to be in Vancouver or nearabouts, and it seems to have everything. I think it's really cool when a big show announces an event. I see everyone else, amateurs, starting to try that event as well. That happened with the big jerk at the Arnold. Everyone started doing behind the neck split jerks. It was so cool. Now 18-inch deadlift, I'm sure similar things will happen. 18-inch deadlift, to set this up, all you need is some way to elevate the bar about 9 inches. 8.7 inches gets the bar with plates on it to 18 inches on you. This is a little bit less. Regardless, as you can see, this is my setup. If this was my setup for the entirety of prep, I wouldn't care. It is what it is, whether it's pads or hard ground or boxes or make do. Strongman make do. Elevate 8 to 9 inches and stack on some weight and see what you can do. We're filming with Mutant, our own, and Muscle Insider. So it's quite the entourage I brought to the gym today with me. And if you're wondering if I get douche chills when I have 12 people filming me at the same time, the answer is unequivocally yes, but it is part of my duty. How's it feel now, everyone? When you started the supplement company, did you think it was going to last for 30 years? No? What was the intention when you started it?
The intention was fairly straightforward. I got Mike here as well, so it was just, go for it. I was just frustrated with so many of the things I saw out there, and people were getting the wrong information. So to me, it was just like build a better product and get the better information out there.
Sure.
So I don't mean to make it sound like it was that simple, but really it was.
Yeah.
And there was so much bad information out there.
And I think the thing I like you say the most is that, do people need supplements?
No, nobody needs any supplements. I mean, I should be out of business and we should all be eating the food. But at the same time, when I was dealing with football players and hockey players and runners, especially back in university, it was more like, how can you accelerate recovery? We're all going to eat. But the real trick, the real tipping point for most people is, can you recover from session to session, from game to game? NHL, Stanley Cup playoffs. Those guys only have 48 hours to recover. So I was dealing with some of them on the Vancouver Canucks years ago. So the real name of the game is recovery. And some of the supplements can just do it faster. Yeah. So a steak takes a longer time to digest than a whey protein shake takes to digest. So it's just rudimentary fundamentals still.
Sure. When I'm warming up and when I have even just my own film crew, I always think about the person who doesn't know who I am, who's just come to the gym, who's wondering why 8 people are filming like an accessory exercise or a 5-plate deadlift or something. I'm so strong right now. My brain can't comprehend. There's small injuries. So I have my knee wrapped today because of that stupid popliteal. So I'll get physio when I'm back. It'll be fine. But in things that I'm not injured in any way, I am nowhere close this year to what I was last year. I just need to hold myself in one piece. Unreal.
What's up, my friend?
Who's that young style?
Yeah, glory days.
Goodness gracious.
Back in the day.
How long ago was that?
I was 2012.
Yeah, right.
And I was 270 in that photo.
Right.
So I'm like,
Yeah, wow.
I'm 38 now for reference.
Right, yeah.
Yeah. You don't mind our old school mix and match plates? You're good with it?
I actually prefer, I was saying, when I,
you can handle it?
yeah. When I went to my high school gym, that's the first time I ever lifted weight.
Right.
It was literally these plates exactly.
Yeah, okay,
and I was talking about how early in your lifting days, going from 1 to 2 meant that you could get like a bit of clang going, and that is like,
That's all you cared about.
yeah. Still too easy. Always too easy. We're gonna get a tape measure because these are sinking, and I can tell as the reps go on, it's falling down. I know that 18-inch is about there on me, so it'd be good to get it a couple of inches, but I want to make sure that we are doing exactly what I'm supposed to be doing. Also, amateurs, if you train this movement and use a deadlift bar, I'm never talking to you again.
You were saying yesterday too, like some of the foods are obviously pro-inflammatory, which you're trying to, you don't want to get inflammation because then you're just combating other things
Of course.
in your body.
Of course.
So when you're on the road food isn't exactly going to be, healthy for the inflammation.
Yeah. Well, it not necessarily, but I would rather lose weight when I'm on the road and try to eat good foods than just get in what I can. But that's where supplements come in massively, because you can have these good sources of nutrients without having to blow it out. So you can get calories in, you can get your protein in, you can get your greens in without having to be hyper concerned about the source and where they're coming from, etc. And it's the only way to travel, because you can't bring food across borders anyway.
Okay, so how about you dispel some of the myth about powerlifters and strongmen only eat cheeseburgers and poutine and all that stuff?
Some of them do. Some of them do just like that.
But how about one of the world's best strongmen of all time? What does he do?
Yeah, so for me, it's very much 80-20. Like 80% will be good food that is on my plan every day, and this is when I'm at home. Breakfast, we're going orange juice and yogurt. We're going a couple of eggs if I have time. Well, 6 eggs if I have time. We're doing toast and some sort of peanut butter, almond butter, whatever. My lunches, lunch number 1 and lunch number 3 are monster mash. So a beef broth, chicken broth, a ground beef, and some sort of bell pepper or spinach in there. And you put the broth in so you can mash it up so you don't have to masticate everything. You feel less full. Pre-workout, of course, it's going to be, I train twice a day. So in one, it's madness, and in one, it's mind-fucked. And so mind-fucked is always the one where it's the heavier session for me, because I don't think I need the caffeine to get excited. I'm already excited.
You're a pretty excited guy all the time.
Generally. And then mind-fucked for the second one where I'm doing accessories and I need that little bit more motivation. Post-workout, we go to shake, a couple of scoops of isolate, and a bunch of fruit. Dinner, normal dinner, evening, that's where the 20% kicks in, and I'll get myself into something. And then shake before bed if I have appetite for it. Otherwise, that's it. And so it doesn't take a huge amount.
No, and I like how you put it real simple for everybody. It's 80-20 rule is always, and
that's it.
Always being applied.
That's it.
You don't have to be 100% one way or the other.
Yeah. I've never myself or seen anyone else go, I went 100% clean for 3 months without having I went 100% dirty for 1 month after that.
Right.
So it's for me, that's the only balance that's worked. And that's how I stay felt, lean, healthy, 320.
You got it. Well, there you go. 80-20 rule in it.
I get asked sometimes, should I measure 18 inches to the top of the bar, the bottom of the bar, or the middle of the bar? And I'm going to tell you something, and that's nobody knows, and it doesn't actually matter at all. In and around. Your promoter won't know. If I asked the guys at Trance Live, they wouldn't know. Nobody knows, except for a few of you who are going to the comments right now who claim to know. I promise you don't know. There or thereabouts should be like the tagline of Strongman. And for added content, pop in the comments what circumference you would like to see. People are surprised my legs actually aren't as big as expected. I think they were, actually I don't even want to guess. We have that on video. We'll pop that in there. But you can find out how small my arms are, how big my waist is. Pop in the comments. What do you want to see? Okay, we're at 16 inches, 2 inches shy. I've been 2 inches shy before, so we're gonna stick with it. We'll deal with it, no problems. Oh.
There we go.
Still too light. Huh? I think just because the plates were a bit on the side, but it's still too light. Still too light. I've been cleared to work to an 8 out of 10 effort today. So I think it'll be around 1,000, if not heavier. Another plate. Ooh.
Bodybuilder collars. Hold on for dear life.
Yeah. All right, we're at 15 inches. We're 3 inches shy now. I probably should find something to elevate it a little bit, because I think if I do it at 15, it'll be a bit hard. If I could pull 470 kilos, we're at 1,035. If I could pull this raw, week 1 of prep, yeah, it'll get pretty serious.
We're gonna get to that deadlift in a second, but let me tell you why I was here in the first place. I was at the Mutant Mecca West Coast Iron because I wanted to visit Mutant HQ. For me, I want to know where all of the ingredients come from the company that I trust to put supplements into my body, and I wasn't disappointed. I toured the facility with the owner of Mutant, Jim McMahon, and first we saw all of the raw ingredients that go into the products. I was really surprised that these were all mixed in-house and put into these large bags that ultimately turned into where they sort the ingredients. You can see behind us a 1,000 pound bag of ISO golds. Little known, Mutant also owns PVL. Here, those large bags are dumped into the smaller tubs, put into the boxes, and sent off to your local supplement store. We can see from start to finish where every ingredient is, how it goes into the bottle, and where that bottle goes. Ultimately, what more could you ask for from a supplement brand?
Yes, sir! Get it!
Woo! Well, I was right. Harder than it should have been. 3 inches. That's like 500, 3 inches higher. Out of suit. Things are getting serious. The plates on that side are further out than the plates on that side. So it sort of came out on me a bit. But once it's moving, the really important thing for me is once it's moving, can I keep it moving without hitching it? Because you can hitch and get a lot out of it, but if you rely on that, you don't know exactly what the bar is going to be like in competition. And so if you hitch a bar that's whippier than you expect, it'll just throw you around. And so that lift itself is probably mid-pack.
So when you're hitching it anyways, I mean, I've always felt that you're going to be inviting potential disaster at some point.
Of course.
Because this bouncing it's going to drag you down maybe.
Could be.
But that was smooth as butter is what it looked like from what I
Yeah.
understand.
Do you know what? It's actually, it's becoming common to not allow figure 8 straps in our shows anymore.
Right.
Because when you're locked into the bar, particularly when you're hitching, when it gets hard, sometimes it'll throw you, and when it does, guys have torn their lats, torn their triceps, because you fall over the bar as well. After heavy work, warm-ups I like to keep to a minimum. Accessories, secondaries, always just let's get into it as fast as possible before you hit the peak adrenaline and the peak energy and peak attention. You only have so long before that goes, and I find if I don't get this done within about 20 minutes of my previous lift, I often just leave it, and I feel like I can't do it anymore. So warm-up's pretty fast for this. last warm up. I want to get to about 280 kilos for a set of 12. So we've got another 45 and a little bit extra on top. All right, we're taking this for a set of 12. Probably. If anything feels a bit wrong, I'll stop it early, but should be fine. Go on. False alarm, false alarm. Felt easy. Close enough. Close enough. Waste no energy. No eccentrics. And I gotta work on my right arm because evidently my left arm's working over.
Violent effort.
Any eccentric effort, increased muscular damage, increased delayed onset muscle soreness, great for hypertrophic response, not good for strength response. So I don't put it down like that to make noise, to do anything other than no effort on the way down, so all my energy can be reserved, so that when the bar comes out, that's all I'm working on. Then I can recover for the next session better. Happy days, bigger way. That is deadlifts done and dusted. I'm not gonna bother, I think I was at 8. I could have done 4 more with very little difficulty. We're moving on to accessories. Cutting losses there, no sense in doing extra reps for the sake of it in an accessory movement. So, over to finish up this day. I believe we're into arm over arm. Zercher carry into arm over arm. Beautiful. Then we got rows, lat pull downs, and some grip work.
I'ma do my thing. Watch me do my thing. Do my thing. I'm limitless. I'm this right.
I've talked about the ab wheel many times. This is my #1 thing that I've done to help my back pain, combined with back extensions. But if you can get your core stiffer and you can increase your pressure, your intra-abdominal pressure through this guy, massively helpful, and absolutely 100% advocate for this helping to prevent back pain. They're like 15 bucks. Pick yourself up one. I have no codes, no endorsements, nothing, but this will help you tremendously transfer power from your lower body to your upper body. Deadlifts, squats, overhead press, all go up. So get onto it. That is partial deadlifts, deadlifts, arm over arm, big events day in preparation for World's Strongest Man. These could be the events, or I could be doing these for fun. You decide. As per always, lift heavy, be kind. Merch is down in the description. If you haven't subscribed already, most of you haven't, please go do that. It's a very, very easy, free thing for you to do, and it's much appreciated. Until tomorrow, lift heavy, be kind. Send your best wishes for Worlds. There'll be some more training footage to come, and we will see you tomorrow.